So we're going to get into some of these big issues and talk a little bit about the therapeutic possibilities of psychedelics. But what I want to do right now is offer a very personal talk, just me and you. So there are a few things I need to ask you and to share with you. The first is, if I can ask you to close your eyes for a moment and raise your hands if you have had a psychedelic experience. Okay, you can put down your hands and open your eyes. So it's a very experienced crowd. Perhaps more experienced than I am. So let me tell you something about myself and how I got into this. I want to walk you through sort of how this experience, and specifically two psychedelic experiences, changed my mind. First, you should know that I am a very reluctant psychonaut. I was not born to this work. When I started out writing about the renaissance of psychedelics, I really had no desire or intention to trip. I never tripped in college, believe it or not. I didn't do the age-appropriate thing. I was too afraid. I believed the scare stories. As the introduction suggested, I came of age a little bit late for the Summer of Love. I was 12 that year. And by the time the idea of taking psychedelics swam into my conscious awareness, I had heard a lot of the scare stories that were around in the mid-'60s and late '60s. College students staring at the sun till they went blind, LSD scrambling your chromosomes, stories of people who jumped out of buildings thinking they could fly. And I believed all of this, even though there was, the first two stories anyway, we know were false. I was a control freak also, with an ego that was not about to let go. Indeed, I didn't feel I was sturdy enough for this kind of experience, so I avoided it. The second thing you need to know about me, I think, is that I am not, or was not, a very spiritual person. Truth be told, I thought of myself as spiritually retarded. For years, the most, I thought of myself as a staunch philosophical materialist, and I could never reconcile that outlook with the idea that there might be a hidden dimension to reality, a divinity or planetary consciousness. I assumed that to be spiritual meant to accept a belief in the supernatural, and I was allergic to that idea. It would be to give up on the idea that nature is all that there is and that the laws of nature can explain everything in favor of some form of mysticism.